Welcome back to Mass Effect 2, everyone. So we completed Jacob's side mission last time. Things got a little weird. So it turns out the kind of private ship that his father was the first mate on crash landed on a garden planet that had this kind of toxic plant life or food or whatever there, and they'd had this. It had like a neural degenerative effect on everyone, to the point where they became like kind of more primal creatures and lost their kind of higher level mental faculties. And his father, they planned for the commanding officers to have the rations so that they would be able to fix the communications and get help, but he kind of killed all of the other commanding officers and just took all of the crew as slaves because they weren't mentally capable of challenging him because of the food. And he had like sex slaves, and yeah, it was very strange. I imagine it would be very bizarre for Jacob to see his father like that, but we arrested him. We didn't kind of kill him or leave him there, which we probably should have done. But hopefully the effects can be reversed on the survivors, although he obviously killed quite a lot of people, and we killed quite a few of them just to try and find the guy, which was a bit unnecessary, but I didn't have a choice. So yeah, we completed Jacob's mission, and now we're going to go do Grunt's mission. But before we do that, we're just going to do a little tour of the crew, because we just did a mission, so there'll be some new dialogue, I imagine.
How may I help you, Commander?
Is there anything I should know?
Nothing right now. Anything else, Commander?
Okay, we might have exhausted all of Kelly's dialogue. First thing is first, I'm going to change my outfit. Now, I feel like we've tried all the outfits except for the hoodie, which I'm never putting on, and the kind of bondage dress. I don't want to. That's like an officer's outfit, isn't it? We could try that, you know. It's a bit blocky. The problem with the dress is it's just this with this hair. It doesn't quite. It's the necklace, I think. Like, I don't mind this one, I think, because it doesn't have that jewelry. But I'm gonna put this on and go and talk to Samara. Oh, someone stop me. We look lovely. In the meantime, I changed a few, or added a few key bindings, because I was doing a little bit of research about playing Control in the future, about whether it would be best to play that controller or keyboard and mouse, and the general consensus was kind of split, like, but then someone said they had a mouse with lots of buttons on, and it made the gameplay a lot easier. Then I thought, why don't I try that with Mass Effect? I've only got like a simple mouse that's got, you know, left click, right click, mouse wheel click, and then a forward, and then two thumb buttons that you'd use to, you know, go forwards and backwards in a web browser. So I've mapped 3 of the quick slots to those buttons, which I've, instead of them being on the 6, 7 and 8 buttons, which are too far away from my left fingers anyway, so we'll put our main abilities on there, like Incinerate, Overload, and Ava. So, wait a minute, I'm just going to go to Samara. I got all dressed up. I don't like the zip being so visible. I imagine this outfit isn't great in terms of the way we walk, because it's, well, at least you guys said it's the same animation for male Shepard and female Shepard, so not the most elegant of walks. Kind of walk like we've got something shoved up our backside. Okay. I'm gonna see where it goes. I'm not gonna, yeah. I don't know what you'd class Liara as in this game, because she's not a main squad mate. I can't exactly be present with her outside of a quest, so I'm just going to see where this goes. Part of me thinks that it's not going to go anywhere. Part of me thinks that maybe I'm maybe I just admire Samara, and I don't really see it that way. Oh god. We got dressed up.
Shepard,
I thought we could chat a bit.
I would like that. You have been a good friend to me.
Here we go. I don't think that this is going to happen, dude. I just think that because she's like... I don't know. I just don't think this is going to happen. I think we can take a... I think we're going to swing and miss here. But it's not like I'm planning on romancing two people at the same time, right? Like if this goes anywhere, then I'm just like with Liara, I'm not gonna pursue that avenue anymore. But I don't know if Liara is in, you know, the rest of the series at all, really, or whether she's just like a side quest for this game. Do you know what I mean? I'm going for it. It's what I want to do.
Samara, we have a connection.
I would not have dreamed that one so young could touch me. But Shepard, you must put the thought from your mind. It can never be.
Okay. Alright, okay, fair enough. Alright. But why, Samara?
Samara, it can be. You just have to open your mind.
I serve a code stronger and deeper than any feelings. If we survive this mission, my oath to you ends. I will be bound by the code again. That makes a relationship impossible.
What fuck I just said? Oh. Everybody needs comfort.
You've kept tight control for a long time, but you still have needs, Samara.
I have the strength to withstand my own drives, Shepard.
You don't have to. The galaxy won't end if you find a little happiness.
You're different from anyone I've met. I think I could find more than happiness with you. But my self-control is who I am. Don't pursue this, please.
Oh, she said please. Alright. She said, she's asked us to stop. I'm not gonna push. Okay, Samara. Okay.
I understand, Samara. I'll say no more.
Thank you. I am grateful.
Got all dressed up and everything. She said, please don't pursue this. Okay, fine. Fine. I'm not going to force myself upon her. Not that that would matter. She'd just throw us into deep space anyway.
How are you?
Perhaps we could speak later.
Okay.
How are you?
Oops.
Perhaps we could speak later.
I should go.
Of course.
Got dressed up. Alright, fine, fine. She said don't pursue this, please. I'm not gonna... maybe I could have progressed it. I just ruined it, but... yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, man. I think it would have been... I think in any real I know this is far from a real circumstance, but in any person-to-person interaction, if someone said that to you, if someone said, please don't push me or pursue it, there's no way I would, me at least, would bother then. Then you're just kind of really encroaching on someone, how uncomfortable you're making someone feeling, right?
Shepard, need me for something?
Have you got a minute?
Can it wait for a bit? I'm in the middle of some calibrations.
Talk to you later, Garrus.
I'll be here if you need me.
Okay, so I feel like we would have got more out of Garrus if we would have pursued the romance, but that's a shame we don't get more just to chat with him on, you know? Fair enough. I will talk to Casimir. I don't think Miranda...
Commander,
What can I do for you?
Do you have a minute, Miranda?
There's a lot to do, Shepard.
I'll let you
Of
work.
course, Commander.
Alright, fine. No one's got anything to say. Oh, we definitely want to talk to Thane, right? I'll just talk to Casimir first.
There you are. Liara Tassoni's got quite a reputation.
All
I've
right.
done business with her people before. I hear you and she were an item before. I bet it was hard running into her again after all this time.
Yeah, I guess it was a bit, Casimir.
My heart goes out to Miranda and her sister. That's a rough situation.
Okay, thanks for your input.
Jacob deserves better than a father like that. I probably would have wanted to shoot him too. Come back later. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about.
Yeah, she's just not... Her quest was really interesting. She's just not fleshed out enough, is she? These DLC characters. If there are DLC characters in the third game, I hope they just get inserted as normal characters. But I understand they can't make them too important to everything because the game still needs to function without them. But they could still make them have interesting input and stories and stuff, right?
Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
If you wish.
The last time we talked, you started speaking about a past event as if you were watching it.
Drell have perfect memories. We can relive any moment in our lives with perfect clarity. It's difficult to control at times. Some of us disappear into, let's call it solipsism.
Okay. What's that?
What do you mean, solipsism?
When a memory feels as real as life, it's as valid as life.
Yeah, very true.
Thinking about a moment brings back the smell of cut grass, the warmth of another's hand on yours, the taste of another's tongue in your mouth. Wouldn't you rather lose yourself in such a memory than spend the night alone, staring at walls of metal and plastic?
Tongue in your mouth. But you and Kelly need to talk, Thane. I mean, he jumped from something like completely like subtle and normal to tongue in your mouth. I mean, who wrote that? It's like, do you remember the smell of cut grass? The how someone's hand touching yours, and then he just jumped. Yeah. More than I wanted to know, dude. Definitely. Fucking hell. What about the bad memories?
Isn't there a risk that you could lose yourself in bad memories as well?
Of course. Remembering the times I've taken bullets is unpleasant. But I can look at my knee and see it's not shattered. The memories that are hard to escape are those of despair.
Oh, you got me then, Thing. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about Samara because I know for a fact that the other option would have pushed it, progressed it probably, but that's just really inappropriate, right, in my head. I don't mean in terms of what the game, in terms of like a personal situation, right? If you were in that situation where you were in like if someone had just said, please just stop, right? That's like, you just stop, right? You just stop. It's not difficult. You've got to have a bit of self-control, right? I'm trying to think of circumstances like that I've been in. Oh, man. I suppose it's... yeah. You just gotta hope that when you say something like that, that the other person respects your wishes. Sorry, my webcam looks like it's kind of off axis anyway. I mean, I'm sure I was speaking to you guys a bit about how memories are recalled in computational systems of the brain and stuff, and how the way memories are actually recalled is you just kind of relive the exact brain pattern again. So the way that we experience memory isn't too far away from what he's saying in a lot of ways. At least for certain sensory perceptions. But I mean, I think it's a bit easier with visual perceptions. I think it's a bit harder to imagine certain scents, I guess, and I don't know, tastes as well. I think are a little harder to replicate in memory, but you know, whereas auditory and visual stuff, I guess, because they're more persistent, are a bit easier to kind of lose yourself in your own imagination. But yeah, the tongue in the mouth, a little more than I wanted to know, dude.
Isn't that a rather personal memory to talk about?
Forgive me. Lately, I've spent a great deal of time reviewing my life. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
Well, you did. Tongue in the mouth. That is such a Kelly thing to say right there. That is such a Kellyism. What memories do you tend to think about the most?
You can remember everything that happened in your life?
Nearly. I expect if we remembered the birth trauma, we'd never recover from it.
I mean, it is a weird concept. I know we're talking about aliens, but you know, the reason why certain memories are often kind of sugar-coated in a lot of ways compared to what they actually probably were is just because the sensory encoding of events in terms of memory is quite incomplete, you know. When you look at something, a lot of the things in the scene just don't go into memory just because they're not important. Like your brain has to be a little bit selective with, you know, what it's storing. It does have to be. It can't store all the information, and likewise, your sense organs don't pick up every bit of information, every sound, every moving part in a scene. So your memories. So when you think about certain memories, you often fill in the gaps in a kind of a slightly idealistic, or could be in a traumatic way if it was a really bad event. That's this is purely anecdotal, but that's often why I feel like watching, you know, like when you watch certain television that was recorded in standard definition, oftentimes it almost seems more realistic being in standard definition, just because that's how your memory works in a lot of ways. Like, you know, if you watch any of those shows that were in that transition between standard definition and high definition, like Friends had it right, and Scrubs had it as well. Like, they look worse in high definition. But, you know, the characters have aged, I suppose, as well. But yeah, sorry, Thane, I'm going off on some serious tangents here. I'm sorry, guys. Right, so you remember every assassination?
You can relive every assassination you've ever made?
In perfect detail. Every mistake I made. Every target's last breath.
Every pang of guilt.
That sounds difficult. At any moment, you could relive the guilt.
Guilt? No. I've never felt any particular guilt about my contracts. My employers killed them. My body was only the tool they used. If you kill a man with your gun, do you hold the gun responsible?
No, that's a stupid comparison, dude. But he has been raised. You have to remember that he has been raised for most of his life since he was 6 years old to fulfill this job, purpose, whatever. So he's been raised this way, so he's going to have a slightly twisted point of view on this kind of thing, in my opinion, you know. he's obviously doing something that's extraordinary in terms of his childhood, is the way he was brought up, so it's not going to be particularly understandable, his views on this. But yeah, my gun doesn't think for itself, it's just a tool. Are you saying you see yourself as just a tool?
My gun can't decide right from wrong. You clearly do.
My soul does, but my body is merely flesh. Flesh whose reflexes were honed to kill. Drell minds are different from humans. We see our body as a vessel, and accept that it is not always under our control.
So we got the mind body debate here again, right? This is often like a good way to perceive your emotions sometimes. You know, when you're feeling inconvenient emotions, you know, whether you feel angry or fearful or lonely or something, but you kind of don't understand why, or you feel like you shouldn't. I think it's and in that sense you have to kind of look at your body as something you're not necessarily in control of, and see that those kind of cognitions are part of your body, and you need to engage those emotions to a degree, but you can't look at them as faults in yourself, right? Like, oh, I'm getting really angry about something. Well, an emotional reaction isn't really something you have control of, so you have to find the correct outlet for things like that and understand them for what they are, and that, you know, we are animals at the end of the day. They do crop up. Okay, that's weird, that's convenient, or that's irresponsible. I mean, I know, I understand what he's saying. But if you see it as a vessel, then your mind is still steering it. So, you know, a car is a vessel, but if I drive it into a lamppost, that's still my fault. I think that's a bit irresponsible, mate. Yeah.
So you don't assume any responsibility for the things you do?
Not every action performed by my body is a result of conscious choices. I take responsibility for those that are. Humans often believe in a soul distinct from the body.
No.
A spirit responsible for moral reasoning that lives on after the body's death. Our belief is just a bit more literal.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, right, that your body and mind are just okay. They're not one at any point, they're always separate? Yeah? That memory you had before?
The last time we talked, you remembered one of your assassinations. Something about sunset-colored eyes?
That time. Laser dot trembles on the skull. Spice on the spring wind. Sunset eyes, defiant in the scope. A bystander noticed my spotting laser and threw herself between me and the target. She couldn't see me, but she stared me down.
So, what happened?
Did you take the shot?
Not that day.
And that's a unique memory.
It was odd that you just blurted that out. Just another vivid Drell memory?
No. She was a vivid person.
This is so awkward to finish this here.
The last time we talked, you remembered one of your assassinations. Something about sunset-colored eyes?
That time. Laser dot trembles on the skull. Spice on the spring wind. Sunset eyes, defiant in the scope. A bystander noticed my spotting laser and threw herself between me and the target. She couldn't see me, but she stared me down.
Did you take the shot?
Not that day.
Okay. Alright, Thane.
I should get back to my duties.
Shepard, I appreciate these chats we have.
It's not just business. I'm interested in his species, and I'm interested in talking to him as a person. I don't want to define him by his race, if that makes sense. So I guess we go for you're lonely. I mean, I guess he is a bit lonely. I don't know if she was his wife, but his former partner died. His son is a bit estranged. He's got less than a year to live. So I guess he probably is a bit lonely.
You've spent a lot of your life alone, Thane.
Work fulfilled me. Reading. I barely spoke to anyone outside my family. It seems there will be no one to mourn me when I die. You're the only friend I've made in 10 years.
Oh, what? Just a friend? Oh man, that's so many emotions in this episode, man. Wow, really? Thane is a romance option? I guess it makes sense. In terms of him, you know... I definitely don't see him that way, though. It was a bit of a tougher decision with Garrus, because I think we like, Shepard and Garrus are a kind of bit more on the level, right? Same with Liara, in terms of our experiences and our ages. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a synchronicity there. Samara's completely different, obviously. I just feel really drawn to her for whatever reason. But Thane, he has that mysterious quality to him, but also I don't know. I guess the main problem with a lot of these interactions, in terms of, I don't know what the solution to this is, but in terms of the of it being like a romance, is that the conversations are so lopsided in terms of all we're doing is talking about the other person. Like, what about me? I guess that's the only issue I have, right? Is it would be nice if they were interested in our you know, our backstories, because we do have a backstory. It would be nice if it was used in terms of them having an interest in us, rather than a lot of these seem to be, at least Liara and Samara, because they're the only ones I've really pursued, have been very much, I've never met anyone like you, you're special, and, you know, very non-specific. I suppose that would be my only complaint. But I definitely don't see Thane this way. And I don't want to pity him either, in terms of comfort him in that sense. I find him very interesting, but I also find him a little bit... I'm trying to think of the right expression. I don't know, like, not aloof. I mean, just doesn't seem as present, right? I guess because you could see some pretty heavy similarities between him and Samara, right? But Samara feels a lot more soulful, I think. I think Thane's monastic qualities are a lot stronger, so it kind of depersonalizes him a little bit. You know, because he's serving a purpose. The way he's described himself as just being a tool for things, for people who give him orders and stuff. So I find that a little bit chilling in a way. I think that would be a dangerous relationship. It's never too late to change, dude. There's lots of people on the ship that you could become friends with.
This crew is pretty diverse. You must have something in common with some of them. Get out of this room and talk to them.
I shall. Consider it. I won't keep you.
Okay, then. I'll be back. Okay. I tried Miranda, that didn't work. I will talk to Samara again. Let's talk to Tali. Oh, let's talk to Zaid. I don't want to ostracize him just because he killed all those workers. Well, it was me who did that, but, you know, he was the reason.
Thinking about past missions. Got a minute? You might learn something.
Sure.
Collectors and Protheans. It's all above my pay grade. I'm more used to putting down rebellions, tracking down bastards who didn't pay their gambling debts. Still, even I know a galaxy-shaking revelation when I hear one. Makes fighting land wars for pay seem small time.
Man, I wish we were getting to know some more Reaper stuff. I don't know how much game there'll be after the IFF, but...
Can't say I blame Taylor's pop. A man does what he has to do to survive. Ran up against a Batarian camp, not too different from that one. Job was to erase the whole thing from the map. Men, women, and the man in charge. Learned that day that despots are cowards. You show them you're in charge, not them, and they cry like little girls. I should let you go. Talk more later, Shepard.
Alright, cheers, buddy. Hey, Tali.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
Have you got time to talk?
Sure. Let me just... Come on, you little boshtet! Oh, sorry. I've got a small fever and I'm taking it out on the poor drive core. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. Got sloppy while doing some suit repair.
Is it bad?
You're sick? Do you need help or time to rest?
Really, it's not that bad. If a stray bit of bacteria could really kill us, we'd have all died by now. The fever should go away in a day or two. Don't worry, it won't affect my performance on the mission. It's not even an illness, really. What we experience is actually an acute allergic reaction.
I mean, we should take it seriously, right? Because if they wear these suits for a reason, they have to take anything like this incredibly seriously. So, so what specifically do you usually go through? I mean, I have some allergies. I don't know if it's going to be similar.
How exactly does the sickness work? It's an allergic reaction?
Right. Say I get exposed to a human disease, like, what did Navigator Presley have that time? Chickenpox? I wouldn't get chickenpox, but I'd run a fever as my system reacted to the foreign presence. Depending on where it hits me, I could get other symptoms. Nausea, vomiting, everything you'd expect from being sick.
How would that end up killing you?
How did you get sick this time?
I took some fire in a fight back on the Allerai. Nothing serious, but I needed to open my suit to check the wound. I disinfected properly, but one of the section seals had taken some damage, and foreign matter got out of the disinfected zone. It was a stupid mistake. You always check your seals before doing local treatment. Unless you forget. Then you get a damn fever.
Okay, so imagine each section of their suit has kind of like has isolation, has break points to isolate things like that, right?
You can seal off part of your suit?
Right. Like dropping emergency doors on a ship during a hull breach. It won't stop an infection that gets into my bloodstream, but it prevents a surface infection from spreading.
Do you think the Quarians could evolve if you found the right planet?
Were your immune system stronger before the Geth drove you from your homeworld?
Not as strong as those of most races, definitely. I'm not a biologist, but there's a theory about it. Because our planet lacked insect life, plants developed symbiotic relationships with large animals to spread seeds or pollen. Most viruses on our world were partially beneficial, so our immune systems evolved to be weak. They were more likely to adapt to contamination than fight it.
I understand. And what about other planets?
The Quarians colonized other worlds. They couldn't have all been like that.
They weren't. Most colonists went through a period of mild illness before adapting to the new environment. When the Geth took the homeworld and our colonies, the sterile environment on the flotilla ruined our immune system's adaptability. Even if we colonized a new world or reclaimed our own, we'd need a long process of bioengineering to recover.
Right. Sounds difficult.
I don't know if I could live inside a suit my whole life.
We are in our suits even among family. The most intimate thing we can do with another Quarian is link our suit environments. We get sick at first and then we adapt. It's our most important gesture of trust, of acceptance. I haven't trusted anyone enough for that, though. Except, well, no Quarians. You know what I mean.
What? Oh, me? Really?
I appreciate the thought, Tally. And I feel the same way. But you don't have to prove anything to me.
I know. Nevertheless, I'd be honored to link suits with you, Shepard. You
Okay.
know, if you were a Quarian and we weren't already on a suicide mission. I'm going to tinker a bit more. Thanks for coming by.
Okay.
I've got green across the board. The forward tanks are buoyant and elevated.
Are you talking about the Normandy or Miranda?
I'm talking about the one that's covered and protected, not bouncing in the breeze.
I don't know. Operative Lawson's uniform is very official. It always makes me stand at attention.
You're such a dog.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm gonna try Jack. I know this won't work in anything. In any way. Hello.
Hey,
What's happening?
Shepard, we talked enough. You're just pissing around.
I should go.
Whatever.
I'm still upset about that. Oh well. I guess I just picked too many Paragon choices, right? Maybe? Not sure. Okay, I'm gonna go and change my my armor. My only complaint is I wish we had like a middle ground thing we could wear. You know, something that was kind of, you know, kind of like Miranda's, where that's what she would wear on a mission, but it also looks fine around the ship. I might go back to the base outfit for a bit. I think it looks quite nice. Yeah, stabilization, gauntlets, look nice. We don't want to go for stripes because they emphasize the chest a little bit more than I would like. And the base armor is really nice. I mean, because yeah, if we go stripes, I mean, if we had the stripes a different color, I think it would look okay. If we have them a dark color, I guess that could work. I think the dark red's the only one that would probably go. Okay, not the ones that... Yeah, like a two-tone, I think, would look nice, like a red on red. Yeah, I think that would look quite nice. Everyone else is getting like red armor upgrades, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go for the red. I like the red on red for the stripes. Yeah, just gonna go for the base armor. We'll keep the dresser. I do have 2 ability points, or whatever they're called, squad points. I know I've wasted a lot of time, but we can make a start on Grunt's mission. I've essentially rejected every romance option now, right? out of loyalty to, well, out from an attempt to pursue Samara, and I'm gonna pretend that there's some sort of loyalty to Liara. It did start off as a loyalty to Liara, but yeah, I don't think it's not going to happen with Samara. I don't think so. It was a long shot, right? Right, we're off to Tuchanka again. We probably shouldn't take Morton back there. Let's go, Grunt. Okay. So who should we take? Who's not been out for a while? Jack's not been out for ages. Neither's Zaid since his mission, but meh. I'm taking Samara. I'm just taking Samara. It doesn't matter. The third squad mate doesn't matter on these missions at all. Concussive shot, incendiary ammo. We've got... oh no. What's fortification? Maybe we save the points for that. So what we need? 4, 7, 10 points to max out fortification. So I'm actually just going to save the points, you know. Yeah, I'm going to save the points. Got the Vindicator, and we'll give him the Claymore because he's the only one who can bloody use it, right? Art projector's probably the wrong thing. We'll bring the cane out for main missions, but not for side missions. Yeah, let's give this a try again. Why not? Oh, I can skip these, right? Yeah. Right, so who do we need to talk to? Yeah, Grunt thinks he may be seriously ill, requested a trip to Tuchanka, yeah. Speak to the clan leader. Oh, speak to Rex.
Someday we'll get off this rock and show those Turians who's boss.
Yes.
Terrible, right?
Yeah, they said this last time. It was a
Clan Urdnot has increased in strength after the destruction of Clan Werlock. Also, I have been unable to access local medical records. I suggest asking the local clan leader for assistance with Grunt's problem.
Sure thing.
One of their children, probably 5 years from the right. He had my eyes, I think. Huh. Think you actually had a fertile female on one of your trips to their camp? I must have. Son, good for you. We'll get a ring call to celebrate.
I doubt it's your son, buddy, but fair enough. We need to go speak to the scientist, right? Can we talk to Uveng?
I have nothing to say to aliens or their pet Krogan.
All right.
Shepard, what can I do for you, my friend?
We need an opinion on Grunt.
I have a Krogan on my crew. He has some kind of sickness and needs treatment.
Where are you from, whelp? Was your clan destroyed before you could learn what is expected of you?
I have no clan. I was tank bred by Warlord Okir. My line distilled from Kredok, Moro, Shiagar.
You recite warlords, but you are the offspring of a syringe.
I am pure Krogan. You should be in awe.
Okir's a very old name. A very hated name.
He is dead.
Of course. You're with Shepard. How could he be alive?
Does it change anything?
Does that name mean anything to you, Rex?
Vicious warlord responsible for many deaths, who apparently toyed with genetics. A clone undertaking the right. You are considering it? Tankbred allowed status as an adult? This is too far.
There's nothing wrong with him. He's becoming a full adult.
Ah, like entering the maiden stage.
I don't care what aliens call it. Krogan undergo the rite of passage.
Too far, Rex. Your clan may rule, but this thing is not Krogan.
Idiot. So, Grunt, do you wish to stand with Erdnot?
I mean, Grunt didn't choose this, right? It's not his fault. What's involved in the rite?
What does the rite of passage require?
Not for me to say, Shepard. The shaman will discuss that.
Oh, right. So you'll allow it?
You'll let a tank-bred Krogan join Clan Erdnot?
Only because he's with you. After all, you and I killed thousands like him. Not quite as big,
true,
but many. Clan Erdnot is strong, and the others will do as I say. They see the benefit of my vision.
What if he doesn't pass?
What happens if he doesn't do this rite of passage?
If he was left here, he would be killed. The clanless are not respected. A tank-bred, probably more so. His disposition is what it is, right or no. That's just him being a Krogan.
Yeah.
Okeer didn't tell you that in the tank, did he, boy?
It's weird seeing Grunt get so kind of dressed down here, but it's up to Grunt.
This is his choice.
I don't think
it's in my blood. It is what I am for.
Okay, good.
Boy, speak with the shaman. He's over on the second level. Give him a good show and he'll set you on the path. You too, Shepard. How many times have you stepped in a mess for your crew, hmm?
Alright, thanks, Rex.
I need to go. We'll go over this another time.
Hunt well, Shepard.
Man, I hope we get more dialogue with...
Citadel has these huge arms. Millions of people.
Why do you care so much? You gonna leave to Chunker? Run off with the damn bloodpack mercs? No. Well, then shut up and quit yammering about what you'll never see.
Okay, we need to talk to the shaman.
You don't have the plates to try.
What was I saying? Yeah, I hope we get to talk to Samara more. Now that I've probably cut the romance off, I hope she still talks to us.
Don't crowd the ambassador. You again.
Oh.
What can Clan Knockmore do?
I should go.
I'm sure you are needed elsewhere.
Sorry, I thought you were the shaman. There you are.
You go beyond yourself, Gatatog Uvank. The rights of Erdnot are dominant. How do we know it will challenge him? He's unnatural. The beasts of the right could ignore him like a lump of plastic. They know blood no matter the womb. Your barking does not help your case. I'll speak for myself. This is the tank bread. It is very lifelike. Smells correct as well. Your protests ring hollow, Uvank.
Yeah, we've got Rex's permission, buddy.
Erdnot Rex has given us permission to seek clan status for Grunt.
Permission. That is good enough, if lacking in spirit. If this must stand on ritual, then I invoke a denial. My Krant stands against him. He has no one. My patience is tested, but Uvank invokes correctly. Grunt, who is your Krant? Your allies willing to kill and die on your behalf?
He's allowed to bring people with him.
How is a candidate tested if he brings backup on his rite of passage?
Not every Krogan can be the strongest warrior.
Yeah.
But each must inspire his peers to battle at his side.
Fair enough.
If the ones who know you best can find nothing worthy in you, you should wander the wastes and die alone before you weaken my clan.
That's cool. That's social intelligence, right? Pretty much the definition of social intelligence. He's with me.
We stand with Grunt as shipmates and comrades.
Shipmates are not the same thing. But I grant you aliens your simple interpretation. Aliens don't know strength. My followers are true Krogan. Everything about Grunt is a lie.
That's all he'll respect, right?
You dare. I like this human. She understands. I withdraw my denial. This will be decided elsewhere. You have provoked them. Reason enough for me to like you. They're your problem now.
How should we prepare?
Do we need any special equipment?
To begin the rite, only the candidate and his Krant are required. You love battle, don't you, Shepard? The last gasp of a dying opponent. Bring your love of the fight to Grunt's trial, and he will succeed.
What about Uvek?
Is that Krogan gonna be a problem?
He is forbidden to interfere, will he? During the rite of passage, you must be ready for anything, Shepard. From what you've shown me, you will not disappoint.
Alright, give me the deets.
We've waited long enough. Tell us how this works.
Still your impatience, Shepard. For now, know that Grunt will be tested, and that you must adapt.
Alright, let's do it.
We're ready. Let's do this.
Excellent.
Alright, Mr. Burns. Yeah, I'm taking Samara. I'm still going to save his points. Sack it. Okay, Grunt.
This is Tachanka's most recent scar. The last surface city to fall in the rebellions. The Keystone was at the heart. It has survived wars and the passage of centuries. It endures. Like the Krogan.
We need helmets.
If you wish to join Clan Urdnot, you must contemplate the Keystone and its trials.
What will happen?
Who knows? You must adapt. You must thrive no matter the situation. Any true Krogan will.
Let's get started, Shepard. Hit the Keystone.
Alright guys, I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to end the episode. It's on like 50 odd minutes. We'll jump straight in here next time. Hope you enjoyed this one. Leave me a like if you did. And just remember everybody, never trust an uncrate. I'll see you back on Tuchanka.